Welcome back to the Fanspeak Network, another episode of Prop Party. It's Friday, it's Prop Party. It's going to be a skeleton crew today because my brother Steve is on IR the next couple days, sick with bronchitis. Tyler's going to be joining me in a minute, but that doesn't stop us. You know, if Steve was here, he'd have his Michael Jordan flu game. But no, he already gave me some picks. We're going to talk through props. We're going to talk through touchdowns. We're going to talk through our favorite parlays for week 11 and then build a lotto in just 1 minute. All right, and I got my guy Tyler here. Tyler, it's just you and me today. Steve is sick with bronchitis. Poor guy is coughing up a lung, but he got some good drugs. He's on the mend. We're going to find some winners, you and I. How are you doing, and how are you feeling about week 11?
I'm good. I mean, last night's game was a little more entertaining than we expected. The Jets put up a little bit more fight than we thought they would, so got a little more entertainment than the last couple primetime games. Hopefully Steve feels better. It's always nice to get the good drugs in you from the doctor, so
yeah,
I think we'll have him back next week. But we'll still find some winners. I've seen you guys talking in the chat. He still gave us some winners. We'll talk about them here.
Yeah. He fed me some picks today too. So I was gonna say before we get started, let some people filter in. As you're watching on Twitter, come over to the YouTube streets, say hi, hit that like button. We certainly appreciate that. If you're not subscribed for some reason to the Fanspeak Network, we got shows every single weekday, sometimes multiple, like tonight. You got us, but then you got Degen Dads at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. So plenty of shows every single weekday. Make sure you're subscribed, bell on, because we got a lot of good stuff. And if for some reason you haven't checked out the Substack, you see it above. Check out our Substack, link in the description, just $34.99 for the entire year. While we wait for some more people to filter in, Tyler, I had to ask, are you a big Pitt fan? Pitt, College Game Day. I know you're near the city of Pittsburgh and a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Are you a Pitt Panthers fan with College Game Day coming to town?
I watch them. I don't follow them like religiously. Like I seen they're doing better. They switched the quarterbacks out. The new quarterback's
apparently he's a freshman quarterback.
Yeah, enjoy him for the last couple games because he won't be here next year when he gets a fat check to go somewhere else. So that's the thing. It's like, yeah, it's fun, but we all know this isn't going to last because he won't be here next year. So hopefully they win on Saturday. I know College Game Day is here. Notre Dame's in town, but I think it's going to get ugly.
Okay, yeah. So the backstory with Steve and I and our family, our grandfather played at Pitt in the mid 40s. So he was always a diehard, like Golden Panther. He and our grandmother would take us to some games, went to a couple backyard brawls even, Pitt WVU back when I was in college and I was going to college in Pennsylvania. So while I'm not like a diehard fan or anything like that, and I went to a Division II college. So Pitt is the college I always do root for, but like I'm not trying to act like I'm diehard like my grandfather and my grandparents were. But I think he's probably smiling down that old game days there. I just wanted to know if you'd so if you were to be down in North Shore, the College Game Day is tomorrow, and you got selected to do a field goal kick. I love the Pat McAfee field goal kick. I freaking every Saturday morning, it's my favorite thing. Sometimes I cry. I'm way too emotionally attached to it. I love it. Could you make the field goal kick?
Probably not.
No, yeah, I don't think I could either.
I think I'd get it there. It's going to skip across the ground though. It's not going up in the air.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's any chance I could. I mean, a lot of times these days, people are smart enough to give their ticket and split it with somebody who probably can put it through the uprights. Do you watch the College Game Day in the morning? Do you watch the field goal?
I won't watch this because I got to work tonight and I'll get off at 7 a.m. I'm not about staying up to watch College Game Day.
But they have all like the clips on Twitter, so I sometimes just watch all the.
Yeah, that's what I'll see when I wake up about 2 or 3 o'clock.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, let's get into it again. If you're watching on Twitter, come over to the YouTube streets, say hi, hit that like button. We appreciate you. Drop in some props that you like this week. So week 11, Tyler, to me, there's a lot of like really good real life games with massive real life implications like Rams, Seahawks, Broncos, Chiefs, obviously Bengals, Steelers. But of those, Bengals, Steelers is the only one that I like die hard, that I feel good about some of the props and those type of things. The other ones I think could be more slugfest. Before we get into individual props, what are some of the games you're most interested? Bengals Steelers is one of my favorites this week.
Oh, Bengals Steelers, Bucks Bills, Rams Seahawks, and Lions Eagles. Also, that Monday night game kind of intrigues me with Raiders Dallas.
Yeah, that could be. I hope that's
really good
for my best ball bags. Yeah, I hope that's good for the best ball. I even think maybe the Madrid game or the Washington Miami game, 2 bad teams this year, but I think we could get some prop goodness. So we'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, I think there's enough. Good to see you. Kix is in here. Happy Friday. Be like Kix. Come over. Say hello. We appreciate it. All right, Tyler. I've asked you about if you could make a field goal, your Pitt fandom. Now it's time to talk some player props. All right. So player props week 11, and let me pull up Steve's too. So I'll let you go, then I'll mention Steve's, and then I'll mention mine, which I like a lot of the same ones that Steve does as well. So what's your first prop that you got?
I'm going to go to that first game you talked about, the Steelers and the Bengals. Jamar Chase absolutely crushed this team last time they played.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there's another guy out there that normally crushes his team, and you got to think they're going to sell out to stop Jamar Chase at all costs. There's no way they can let that happen again. T. Higgins was set at 57.5. I see 60 now. I'd still take the over. Cleared that number in 3 of his last 4. He's went over 100 in 3 of his last 4 against the Steelers. I just know how this defense is going to be. They're going to shell out to make sure it's not Chase. And Higgins is probably running by himself with a linebacker covering him down the other side. So I'll take some Higgins this week. Maybe even alt him up to close to 100.
I was going to say, I really like that look. I really like that, like just that whole idea that Steelers are just going to sell out and say, you're not going to let Jamar Chase have, what did he have? 16 receptions or 20 receptions? Something.
16 on 23 targets for 100.
Okay, I do it over 20 targets. Yeah, 16 receptions. It was absolutely wild. So I really like the Higgins call. Need him for best ball too, so wouldn't mind that. But I think that's going to be a fun game in general, and really like starting off with the Higgins call. I'm going to go to one that totally ties into that, and from Steve. And Mike says you need to do Steve to do a Steve voice when he does his picks. There's no way I'm attempting to do that. And right now, Steve sounds so sick and nasally. Maybe I sound nasally, but that's hysterical. And he's saying Tyler going against the Steelers, so shocked. Do you have a side on the spread? Are you taking the Bengals this week at what, +5? Is it?
I wouldn't bet the Steelers as a favorite. I'll say that.
Okay. Gotcha.
I'd take the total over. I think both offenses, like, since he's going to put up points, you got to think the Steelers offense wants to bounce back after last week's embarrassment. So yeah, I'd take the over.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So I think Steve, for our official bet, did like 250 Flacco because we're now doing our little treasure chest instead of just touchdowns. It could be best bet on the board type deal. And I think he's doing Flacco 250, but totally fine. Alternate up to 275. I believe he went for 340 or more. I forget. It was definitely well into the 300s in the first Unk Bowl matchup. So we'll go Flacco 275 for some nice plus money is Steve's first pick. My first pick is going to stay in that game, and it's my pick for the week. I've been on this for a little bit. I know he's not your favorite, but he dominated the Bengals. He's actually been a Bengals killer. He's had some really good games against the Bengals over the past few years. He crushed them in the first matchup, I think it was 5 catches, 110 yards, 2 touchdowns. Every tight end got a touchdown for the Steelers against the Bengals. That's because Bengals against tight ends are terrible. It's kind of like a flow chart, right? I'm going to go with Pat Freiermuth, simply 30 plus yards. You're getting like plus 106. So I think that line's going to move, but I like his touchdown. I like alting him up. I'm not saying he's going to go for 110 and 2, but I do think he is going to, and if you personally like Jonnu more, you can go that way. I don't know that it's going to be all Steeler tight end score, but that would be a hell of a parlay because someone pulled that off last time in that Thursday night game. But I like Pat Freiermuth to find the end zone. We'll get to that in a minute, but I like Pat Freiermuth for at least 30, and I'm going to be alting him up. How do you handle, like, Bengals have given up 12 touchdowns. The next closest team is 7. Of course, 4 came on that night. They've given up the second most receiving yards. I like Freiermuth. How do you want to handle it from the Steelers tight end side?
I'd probably not bet any of them, to be honest. You're
Really?
basically just trying to pick which one it's going to be.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
like, if I had to bet one, it would probably be Freiermuth because Johnny Smith doesn't have any downfield threat. Darnell
Right.
Washington can't run fast, so he's got to break a big one. Freiermuth's the only guy downfield, so like I don't hate it, but I'd rather just if I'm betting this offense, it's Rodgers or Metcalf. I don't want to try and pick which ancillary piece it's going to be. So that's just my opinion on the offense.
Kick says, yeah, it probably will be Darnell Washington, 2 touchdowns, plus 3,000 at Hard Rock. We got our guy, Who Ames, in here. Good to see you, Who Ames. Thanks for jumping in and saying hello. Appreciate you listening on your drive home. Yeah, so that's my first one. And we're just, we did a whole sweep of the game. We did Higgins, we did Flacco, we did Freiermuth for our first round of
There's
bet.
no real read on this, Meg. Like they're like the tight end room in general for this team is just so balanced. Smith played 35 snaps, ran 24 routes, had 2 targets. Freiermuth had 26 snaps, 17 routes, ran 3 targets. Darnell played 25 snaps, ran 7 routes, and had a target. They're all getting out there and getting targets.
I know. And so if they were one person, it would be if they were one person, it would be like the McBride situation. It would be amazing.
It'd be so easy if it was one person.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, the line would be. It's the fact that you're getting still plus money for Freiermuth to get 30, and he's always kind of historically done well. Like you said, he's the one I think of all of them that get downfield the most, and you can do that against the Bengals. So I'm hoping it works. That's my favorite bet. What's your second bet that you like?
My second bet is, give me 1 second. I got to get pulled up because I'm drawing a blank. Get to my DMs with Holden. This is going to be a fun one, Meg. You're going to like this one.
All right.
It's a hold your nose play because this dude's been killing it all year. But I think his yardage is finally set high enough. You got to click under. Give me JSN under 101.5 receiving yards. Playing the Rams that have given Darnold some problems in his past. This was the team that beat him twice last year. They know the blueprint that beat him. You get pressure on him, and he starts to fold. Yeah, he's looked really good this year. He's looked like a stud. He's looked like one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league.
Oh, yeah.
You run back through there, and it's like, where's the defense at that pressured him and actually gave him problems this year with an offense that could push back? They haven't had that yet. They played the 49ers in week 1. They were a shell of themselves already. They beat up on the Steelers. They beat up on the Saints. They beat up on the Cardinals. They lost to the Bucks. Beat up on the Jags. Beat up on the Texans who don't have an offense. Beat up on the Commanders. And beat up on the Cardinals again. Don't get me wrong. You play who's in front of you, and you're crushing everyone that's in front of you. Now you probably have the best team in the league with a quarterback who looks like he's playing lights out on the other side. I think that the Rams are going to be able to dictate this game. Maybe Darnold's throwing more, but I think they're going to be able to pressure him, and that causes mistakes. So give me the under on JSN.
Yeah, I actually don't mind that this week. And I actually am just kind of under on that game. I was listening to a Sportsline show. I do some contract work for them. I was listening to one of their shows and talking about kind of the same. Matthew Stafford's playing lights out this year. Absolutely amazing. His last 3 games, like no pressure. He's just sitting back there dicing. So I kind of think that both defense, I have a lot of respect for both defenses. Actually, especially Seattle's, I think, is one of the best in the league. So I actually like the under on this game. It's not like an official play or anything like that, but I think this game isn't gonna. I think Chiefs, Broncos, and Seahawks, Rams are going to be great real life games because the implications are massive for obviously playoffs. But I don't love them from like a DFS props perspective. So I just take that. Kind of on the other side of that, kind of feels similar about the Rams. Okay, Steve's first one, and I'll combine. He has 2 rush receiving, and I think both make a ton of sense. One line isn't available yet. So Bucky Irving is ruled out. Buffalo, terrible run defense. Problem is now splitting the work with Rachaad White, splitting the work with Sean Tucker. But Rachaad White's very active in the pass game. So this could be protected. Oh, it literally just became available. That's wild. The nice thing about this is it could be protected based on game script, right? If the Bills do get out to a lead and, just carries are more limited, but you can run all over the Bills too. So 60 plus rush receiving is pretty juiced, minus 156. We didn't know the number. We just were looking at 70 plus is plus 105. So I think just a place you want to attack with the Bills. And obviously they're still, again, Bucky's still out. Chris Godwin's still out. So rush receiving, we know that hopefully Rachaad White will still at least be getting 50% of the rushing carries or more. Hopefully he can take advantage of that against the Bills' bad run defense. But also if it turns into a negative game script, he's protected with a rush receiving bet. The other rush receiving bet, I'm just lumping these together because I'm on this page. Woody Marks dominated. I don't think Steve is actually very impressed with Woody Marks as like a runner, as his vision and stuff as a prospect, but he has popped for some big games. And one of them has been against these Titans earlier in the year. He went off for I think 160 all-purpose yards or more, 90 plus rush receiving, plus 133, a nice little plus money banger for Woody Marks to have another big game against this bad Titans defense. And then that means it's my turn again. So, okay, marking off the ones that we did here.
You gotta go through a little marathon of talking right here.
I know.
So wait, I gotta keep going.
Yeah, I was like, wait, this isn't fun. Well, I will shout out another rush receiving, and I'll also say longest rush, which was totally an Andrew special. So shout out to Andrew. And again, watch Degen Dads tonight. He mentioned speed kills Washington. We saw it with Jahmyr Gibbs last week. Washington's defense is old and slow. We want to, again, kind of like these flow charts of, okay, we want to attack the Bengals defense. You want to attack the Washington defense. In Madrid, we've got the morning game, and Devon Achane, 130 plus rush receiving is his combo line. I think he could put up a big combo, all-purpose yards against this Washington slow old defense. And Andrew, I know, liked his longest rush. So I'll let him talk about that tonight, but I do like the rush receiving. So having a little rush receiving theme here, but I do like that look against the Washington slow defense. What do you got?
My next one, we'll go back to Tampa Bay and Buffalo. I think his numbers just set too low. I think Baker's gonna be able to move the ball in the cold. He's played up north. He's not worried about the weather. This Buffalo weather's not going to bother him. It's also not going to bother Emeka Egbuka, who played at Ohio State. Yeah. So Buffalo's defense is not good. And you're going to set Egbuka's yards at 57.5?
It's that low?
He's the only guy on the field. Let me make sure weather isn't just going to destroy this game.
Yeah, it's cold. It's like cold rain, but I don't believe there's any winds. Let me double check right now.
14-mile-an-hour winds with a 55% chance of likely snow showers. That's still not enough wind, I think, to rip that ball off the field. Give me the over on Emeka Egbuka. He went for 100 yards last week against the Patriots, who have a much better secondary than what Buffalo's going to be throwing at them with Christian Gonzalez and these guys. Ibuka's probably just going to find his spots, get open against his defense, and get his yards. So 57.5, I think, is way too low.
Oh, wow. I somehow missed that in my research and digging through. Here I was focused on, Steve and I both agreed on Rachaad White rush receiving. And wow, I did not realize it's that low. I totally agree with you. Speaking of Steve, he said, sorry, I can't join. He's in there and watching us though. But Steve, we're giving out your bangers. Don't worry. So we will keep moving with that. So I will go to Steve's next one and then mine. So I covered his Flacco. I covered Rachaad White. I covered Woody Marks. Lad McConkey is his other one. Jaguars pass defense. Woof. It's been rough ever since that Chiefs game where they held down the Chiefs fairly well and were able to sneak out a primetime win. They're a pass funnel. Their pass defense, absolutely terrible. Lad McConkey has kind of been the guy as the season has progressed. Obviously, Gadsden has emerged and everything, but I want to say 70 plus, you're getting plus money on Lad. Yeah, 70 plus 115. So yeah, that was Steve's next selection is Lad McConkey. Do you have a favorite Chargers receiver? Would you go Lad or what's your thought on the Chargers? Again,
it would probably be Lad. The order I'd probably go is Lad, Keenan, QJ, and Gadsden's out for now, right?
No, he practiced. He's in. I actually probably like
Gadsden would be 3 and QJ would be 4 for me then.
Yeah, Mike's wishing Steve well. Get better, King. That's right. Rest and fluids and pound the drugs. Get to feel better here. Okay, what's my next one here? Well, I mean, I will say it's a high line, but to go along with, I said rank those Chargers pass catchers. Whether you wanted, we talked about Herbert and it being a total pass funnel, you can get 260 plus for Herbert at plus money, plus 107. If you want to approach passing touchdowns, you probably have to go up to 3 on that, which that burned me last night. I thought for sure Drake May's been steady Eddie at least 2 touchdowns. Yeah. So you never know with game script, but yeah, 2 is juiced at -130, -148, and 3 is +256. But I like the look for 260, just kind of in the same theme of Steve picking Ladd receiving. And I do like Gadsden too. I'll just lump that all together. That I agree. We want to attack the Jaguars pass defense, similar to how we want to attack Washington and the Cincy and all that stuff. So, okay. So I think I covered Steve and I's next ones. What do you got next?
My next one, I'm going to go to the Sunday night game. Give me Devontae Smith over 57.5. There's another one. It just seems too low. AJ Brown is non-existent in this offense.
Did you see? I'm sure you saw the video game.
Yeah, him telling everyone to drop him. Like Devontae Smith is just a better wide receiver in my eyes. He's went over this number in 3 of his last 3 and 5 of his last 6. And he's playing a Detroit defense who, yeah, they can get pressure on Hurts, but their pass defense is not good either. I think he'll be open and they're going to move the ball through the air. You don't need many catches out of Smith to get here. But if you're going to get what you've gotten in recent games, 8, 4, 9, 6, and 4, he should be able to get there. So give me the over 57.5 on Devontae Smith.
Yeah, I like that. I like that look a lot. All right, let me see. I think that was all for Steve's props. I have another. I'm just obsessed with this Bengals Steelers game, Tyler. I can't help myself. I think, I just blanked on his name. Who's the Samaje Perine? Samaje Perine out. Chase Brown should get a bigger workload. I hope Taj Brooks starts working in there for my best foul bags. But I think in this game, it's the Bengals defense is bad, so they're going to have to keep airing it out. I think, and you can tell me this as a Steelers fan, I think the Steelers' run defense has improved. So I think they're going to have, while Chase Brown ran all over them, and you could certainly approach this rush receiving too, but I kind of like 25 plus for Chase Brown receiving is +114. What would you say as a Steelers fan? Would you rather approach Chase Brown rush receiving, or just receiving?
Probably the rush receiving, because I think you can get it either way. They slowed down the likes of Jonathan Taylor, but like last week, Kamani Vidal went 25 for 98 and a touchdown. So it's like they slow down the guys they shouldn't, Meg.
They
like,
shouldn't.
Guys who should run right through this defense, Jonathan Taylor, Josh Jacobs, no. The guys they should stop, the Chase Browns, the Kamani Vidals, here comes 100 yards and a touchdown. So you got to get both yards in there, because I think he gets them both.
Okay.
I would hate to be on one and watch him dominate the other category.
Right. And I'll just stick same game. What are your thoughts on Warren dominated since tight ends dominate the Bengals, running backs dominate the Bengals. So Jaylen Warren, his rushing line, it's high, but he, went off against them last time at 80 -106. You could also go rush receiving for Warren as well, which you'd have to go up. It's -122 for Hundo, 110 +119, but he obviously sailed way past that against in the first matchup. How would you approach Warren?
I'd probably lean towards more just his rushing. His receiving kind of comes when they're down.
Yeah.
Like he might catch a pass here and there in the game flow of a normal game or when they're leading, but it's more so when they're down and Rodgers just keeps dropping back. He's looking for guys, and Warren just happens to be standing there waiting for it. So I would much rather have his rushing here too, because I think they probably win this one after the bad game and they lost to this team before. So I
think I would pick Steelers if I had to.
So I think
you're just on the money line,
they should be able to run the ball. Yeah, I'd lean towards his rushing more than his receiving.
Okay. Yeah. Then
the difference between him and Brown is, even jumping those yards up with Brown, they're probably gonna be playing from behind, and they put up a lot more yards.
Yeah,
I'll take that extra yardage to try and get over on Brown than rather take it on Warren to get his rush receiving. And if they're just in a winning script, he's not catching the ball. So you're basically just praying to God he rushes over that yardage number.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that makes sense. The other one, of course, is Josh Jacobs running, again, another funnel. We're in week 11. We know which spots we want to attack. And week 11, who did the Giants play last week? That was the Bears. But
the Bears.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, we just wanted to attack running backs against the Giants as well. I think it was 2 weeks ago, McCaffrey went off against them. Another good running back going up. You have to go to 80, but Josh Jacobs, unless it gets totally out of hand, like kind of like last night, for some reason, I thought Travion Henderson would get 80. He gets 3 touchdowns, but did not get 80. But Jacobs rushing against the Giants, I don't mind that. Any other props for you, Tyler, before we talk?
I think that's pretty much it for me on props for the week. I don't.
Yeah, as you could tell, mine are very, very centered around the Steelers-Bengals. A lot of rush receiving, but I think we definitely picked out some good receiver spots. The Chargers, yeah. So, and I love your Mbuka call. So I definitely think we picked a lot of good spots there. And yes, Mike says I'm always the best big sister and influencer. Just pound the drugs. All right. So we covered props. Now let's talk.
Watch out! He's got getting away from the pop speed. Touchdown!
All right, Tyler, what's your first touchdown this week that you're eyeing?
I'm going to go to the Miami game. Give me Jalen Waddle. You said it earlier. Speed kills his defense.
Speed kills, yep.
He gets a ton of targets. And this offense is basically 2 guys. Like, Malik Washington gets involved a little bit. Ollie Gordon gets some goal line carries. But this is A-Chain and Waddle's offense. A-Chain's minus 200. Waddle's plus 100. Give me Waddle at plus 100 against these slow defensive backs. He should be able to take a slant. If he gets into open space, good luck catching him. So give me Waddle at plus 100.
I like that. Start your morning off right with the little Jalen Waddle touchdown, little over HN, either longest rush receiving. I think that's a good way to start your day on Monday. Okay, for Steve, his first one was T. Higgins. We talked about it. You're getting plus 130. I mean, I still wouldn't be surprised if Jamar Chase scores, obviously, as well. But like you said, I think they're going to sell out to stop Chase, and you're getting plus 130. Higgins scored a touchdown in this matchup in October on Thursday night. So I like Higgins to find the end zone again in this very hopefully ends up still being a high total game, set at a high total, but in this high total game that we have a lot of interest in. That's Steve's first one. My first one, I'm going to stick with the theme. I believe in the same game. I said it earlier, so I'm just going to get it out there. The tight ends are priced the same, by the way. Pat Freiermuth plus 235. So is Jonnu Smith plus 235. Darnell Washington plus 280. I'm going to go the Pat Freiermuth side. He scored in if you count the Bengals game, I want to say 3 out of the last 5 games. So I'm going to say he's been getting more involved, started the season very slow. I gave all the reasons. And again, Bengals, giving up almost double the next most touchdowns to tight ends. They've given up 12. They gave up 4 to Pittsburgh tight ends in their first matchup. So Freiermuth plus 235 for me is my first one. What do you got next there, Tyler?
My next one, I'm just going to stick with my guy, Mecca Ibuka, plus 155. I just think that game's going to have some points in it. I'm not very much worried about the weather.
Yeah.
He's going to be the best receiver on the field. So give me a plus 155 on a Mecca Ibuka.
Yeah, Mbuka plus money, that's a gift. Yeah, for sure. Steve's second one is Nico Collins. I know he's playing with Davis Mills again, but that didn't hurt him last week. He had a big week, and we're talking about the Titans here. So Nico plus 140 feels like a kind of a nice discount you're getting for playing with the backup. But again, it was just fine for him last week. I didn't actually see that coming. I was definitely down on Davis Mills last week, but it totally worked out. And they're going against the Titans, plus 140 for Nico. And my second one is I'm going to kind of stick with Steve on the, the whole Chargers passing game. I think you could target multiple of them as they're, I believe, all plus money. Let me get to that here on DraftKings. Of course, lost my spot. Where did that go? 1 p.m. Okay. So listing through all of them, Ladd plus 160, Gadsden plus 175, QJ 200, Keenan 205. I think at least 2 of them get in the end zone, unless I think Herbert's going to have at least 2 passing touchdowns. So I think at least 2 of these guys see the end zone. I'm going to take Ladd at plus 155. Anything else for you?
Give me Rashee Rice plus 135 against Denver.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to run all the underneath routes. I think Surtain's still going to be out for this game.
Yeah.
Even if he's in, I know Reed's going to scheme him away from Surtain and run these routes to get him open. So plus 135 on a guy who's their red zone target. And I don't know if you remember 2 weeks ago, Meg, they snapped him the ball directly and he faked the handoff to Hunt and then ran it in himself.
Yeah.
He'll take direct snaps in the red zone. So, and they've even handed him the ball off in the red zone. He seems to be the red zone guy and you're getting plus money on him. I'll take that.
Yeah, no, I like that. I like that one a lot. I think that was it for Steve. My last one is How about we get Justin Jefferson at slightly plus money? I know JJ McCarthy, it's, there's some growing pains here, but the Bears have been similar to the Bengals, and the Giants and Washington have been a gift for people to get right on offense. So Justin Jefferson plus 105. I like that against this Bears defense. I also think Vikings do win this one at home. So I think Jefferson has a little bounce back here at plus 105. Anything else you like, Tyler?
Nope, that's it for me in the touchdown.
Yeah,
market.
I mean,
Actually, no, there's one more I like. Let me get you odds on it, just because one, it's Geno's on the field, and two, this defense has been bad.
Right.
But let's not forget, Dallas's defense has 2 corners that led the league in touchdowns the last couple of years. Like, these guys grab the ball, when they get it, they take it to the house. Their defense could easily score a touchdown in this game. And what are you getting on that? Where is Dallas's defense on here? 750 for them to score a touchdown.
Yeah. I like that. That makes a ton of sense too. I was trying to scroll through to make sure that that there was anything. I mean, of course, I like a lot of running backs, but they're super juiced. Like, Josh Jacobs minus 235. Do I think he's scoring? Yeah, but you could go 2 touchdowns for plus 230.
Mark Andrews plus 190 is a little interesting, seeing as much red zone action he's got.
Yeah.
That could be a spot.
That's another game to just pay attention to the win, but that wouldn't be an issue for something like this.
No.
In fact, that actually, behooves something like this even more. So, all right, let me catch up with the chat. Then we'll talk some parlays. Then we'll build a lotto. Steve did give me a lotto selection. I have a lotto selection too. Our guy, Tim D, great to see you in here. Appreciating certain guys for the rankings, Rashad White, Alec Pierce, Daddle. We appreciate you, and hopefully we keep, we got 6 weeks to go, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, 7 weeks to go here in the best ball season. So hopefully it treats us all well. We got our guy Spread in here. What's going on, Spread, coming in for a little prop party. Got our guy Jamie, who's built a banger of a intro for Degen Dads. Is going to help me as well. We appreciate you, Jamie. Let's have a prop party is right. All right. I didn't get a parlay from Steve, but Tyler, what is your favorite parlay of the week? Oh, yeah, you're on mute. Oh, I don't know if you can hear me. You're on mute.
Nope, they couldn't hear you. I was on mute. I was clicking through FanDuel, getting the last leg in my parlay. But
no worries. Take your time.
Let's see. Where is he at? 2.5. We'll roll with this. We'll go Metcalf 60, Higgins 60, Rodgers to throw 3 passing touchdowns, and Freiermuth over 2.5 catches, 12-1.
Ooh, I like that. I love that game. So I absolutely love that. Okay, let me cook something up really quick here. Get me over to, while I'm cooking up one, Tyler, any other, I know you like to look ahead at, MVP and the award odds. Has there been any movement? I mean, now, like, obviously Drake May is the favorite MVP. Is there anything else, like, of the other ones, Coach of the Year, anything else that you've been still firing at?
I haven't bet any recently. Drake May is a 10-cent favorite over Stafford. I think Stafford's more likely to win it. Just because, I mean, if those guys go to vote if the season ended right now and those guys go to sit down and vote, do you vote for the second-year player who's having the best season and we don't know what he's going to be from here? Or do you vote for the 38-year-old guy who's been around forever, having the best season of his career? They're probably going to vote for Stafford.
Right.
They in their head, they'll go, Drake May's got a million more chances at this.
Yeah.
Let's get Stafford his one MVP. So I'd favor Stafford over them. JT, in my eyes, doesn't have a chance.
I know, it's such a shame, though, because don't you think if it truly meant, like, I don't know. I think JT, there's no chance that
this is what I always call back to when people go to this.
Right.
If CMC couldn't win it 2 years ago, when that San Francisco team was on his back all the way to the Super Bowl, and all the quarterbacks in the NFL were mediocre that year.
Was that the year Lamar won it?
Yeah, that was the year Lamar won it, when they gave him a bunch of shit for it. And they were like, hey, he probably shouldn't have won it, but it's a quarterback award.
Yeah, I know.
So he's going to get it. That's the problem here. Is like, even if JT has 3 touchdowns for the rest of the year, Stafford gets hurt.
My best ball bags, please let that happen.
Yeah, Drake May gets hurt. Mahomes gets hurt. Allen gets hurt. Well, guess what? They're going to look at Darnold and go, Darnold's going to get it.
Yeah.
They will somehow pivot to.
You're saying even if JT got a hat trick the rest of the year, like for the next
I still don't think he did it, Meg.
That's insane.
These voters have went on podcasts and say that they only vote for quarterbacks because it's a quarterback award.
Yeah. When was the last year that it went to, was it Jamal Charles or who did it go to? Their last running back?
The last running back to win MVP was Adrian Peterson after the torn ACL.
Okay. Got it. Okay. Yep, that was a long time ago. So
yeah.
And
it's also the analytics plays a big part in this because yes, JT is the huge part of the Colts offense, but analytically and numbers wise, you pull him off the field and you probably jack up the backups numbers like per this many carries. The drop off probably isn't as bad as you would think. To where now when you pull quarterbacks off the field,
the backup
numbers just drop. And they go, well, that guy means more to the team.
Yeah.
That's how they get to these awards.
Yeah. It's kind of a shame in my eyes, but I think it'll be a fun race.
They need to rename them. The MVP needs to be named something that, like, name it the Joe Montana Award. It's the quarterback award. Then have a Walter Payton or a Barry Sanders Award for the best running back. They need to redo those awards. Because we all know Offensive Player of the Year is basically just fantasy player.
Who doesn't get, that's what McCaffrey won it that year that Lamar got the MVP.
And JT's minus 400 to win offensive.
I was going to say, he's got to be
carrying fantasy teams.
Right. That's what I was going to say. Like you said, it's basically a fantasy award. Well, I hope he's a big key to my best ball season. So I hope he does indeed win the Offensive Player of the Year. I think it will be a fun race to watch between May and Stafford, if that's kind of what it seems like to be what we're trending, unless like you said, like a Mahomes or Darnold or something else pops up here. It feels like it's there. Okay, I built it. We talked about rush receiving, pretty much the whole props part, either the things that we were all throwing out, especially Steve and I. So I did starting in the morning, Devon Achane, 130 rush receiving, Rashad White against the Bills' bad run defense, 70 plus rush receiving, also protects you in the game script if the Bills do go up. Woody Marks did double this in the first meeting against the Titans, 80 plus rush receiving, and Jaylen Warren dominated the Bengals and went way over this number in the first matchup. 110 rush receiving gets you 16-1. So don't mind that at all. All right, to cap it off, Tyler, we will build a $5 lotto, and damn it if we haven't been close, and I hope to hell we can finally get one home. Let me just write down my rush receiving guys, because I will probably send this out. For those that are sub to the Substack, again, link in the description if you want to sub, check it out. We send you stuff pretty much every day for DFS underdog rankings for battle royales and of course NFL bets. And Steve won't be doing his DFS show this week, but he still will be sending out his DFS article tomorrow early afternoon. So look for that. Marks and Warren. Okay, so Tyler, I'll build it on DraftKings and then we can try it on FanDuel too, and obviously put it in wherever.
I'll put it on FanDuel as we go.
Okay, that sounds good. All right, so Steve's first leg was, again, his big, thought was, I want to attack this Jaguars secondary. I think Herbert and company is going to have a big game. So his first one is Ladd 90 plus. So let me grab that and see where it's at there. There we go. Okay. Did you want to go next?
I'll go next. I'll go back to Ibuka. Give me Ibuka 80 plus. And I'm getting plus 205 on that.
Yeah, that's just wild that it's that low. All right, I'm gonna let you decide. I gotta stick with my guy Freiermuth. Do I take the Tud, or do I take the push him, because I think you could push him to 50 yards.
I think you push him just because it would really suck if that's the making of a disaster where it's like either way, this is gonna go he has 2 catches for 12 yards and a touchdown, or he has 8 catches for almost 100 yards and no touchdown.
I know. I'm probably gonna put this. I think I'm gonna put this in both ways, quite honestly, because I love it.
I think you have to.
Yeah, Ladd 90, because it's about the same odds. Ladd 90, Ibuka 80, Freiermuth 50, 42-1. Almost 42-1. I freaking love it. What is it on FanDuel?
let's see, where is 50 at? 47 to 1.
Okay, so it's better on better on FanDuel, and I'll look and see if they have any boosts or anything like that.
And
but
if you take out the yards and put in his touchdown, you get, where is he at? 34 to 1. So I'd rather take the yards.
Yeah, I'm going to do the yards. I mean, I just think he's going to get down the seam, and so, but I probably will do it both ways because it'll just drive me freaking insane. And, again, my big stand this week is Friar Moose. So, again, if you're in our Substack and Discord, you will see this posted. Again, it's Friar Moose 50, Mbuka 80, Lad 90. Let's go. Let's get one home. They're all 1 o'clock games, I think, which will be fun too. So we'll kind of just know as it's going,
Yep. All 1 o'clock games.
Yeah. So I like it. This has been fun, Tyler. I think, we missed Steve, of course. And again, hopefully he feels better really soon, but he gave us some winners. You and I think cooked up some winners. We covered props, we covered touchdowns, we covered parlays, we built a lotto. We did it all. But what are your final thoughts for week 11?
Yeah. Final thoughts. I think it's going to be a fun week. There's a couple fun games to watch on the slate. There's a couple at the 1 o'clock slate. There's a couple at the 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
I think there's some good games to watch this week. Last week was a little harder. There was only like 1 or 2 games to really watch, and one of them blew out. So hopefully we don't get that again this week, and hopefully the primetime games are better this week. We started off with a good Thursday. Let's get a good Sunday night and a good Monday night game.
Yeah. And for all you who are with us during best ball season, may your best ball bags stay safe, do well, crush, kick ass, do all the good things. Mike Robb said, awesome Saturday Meg show. Don't think so. We believe you. We want to listen to Steve and break it all down. So he'll do that in the article. He'll still crank out an article for you guys on Saturday. Tim D says you guys are the best. We appreciate you, Tim D. We appreciate all of you guys in here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Thank you for chatting with us. Good luck week 11. Let's all print some money, come back and meet again on Monday. And for Tyler, I'm Meg, and we'll see you next time.